Hi everyone, this is Keren from TuppenceColoured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. This is what I'm going to be making. Now I've made something similar to this in the past as a gift card holder, but inside this one I've put a little refreshing wipe. And the reason why I'm making this, and in fact I've made quite a lot of them, is because these are going to be swaps at our upcoming Stampin Up Demonstrators Conference. We have these 3 times a year, and the main conference arena, if you like, moves between the USA, Europe and Australasia. This time in November we had one and the main event was in Brussels. This year it's not, so we are having a local event in Telford and I'm going to be going there, and there are going to be a lot of other Stampin' Up demonstrators there, and we all take along something that we've made a lot of and we swap them. So when I come back, I hope I will have a lot of other swaps that people have swapped with me to show you other people's ideas as well as my own. So this is what I'm going to be making today, so stay with me and I will show you how I made it. This is Island Indigo, and I've cut a piece off the top of a piece of A4 card at 3¼ inches, and this is Delightful Dijon, and this is 2¾ inches by 4½, and I'm going to begin by scoring the Island Indigo piece. So I'm going to score at 1 inch from the side, and then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to score it at 3¼ inches, and that will fold up just like that to form my little wallet. And the Delightful Dijon piece is the slider, so I'm going to score that at 1/4 inch, which is a little bit fiddly, and turn it round and score it at 3/4 inch. And when I'm making lots of these, move that out of the way, what I do is I do all the cutting first, and then I do all the scoring, and then I do all the stapling and the sticking. So next thing is I'm going to run a piece of my tear and tape just along the 1/4 inch fold. And as you can see, this is very quick and easy. It has to be quick and easy because if I'm making lots of them, you know, I want to be able to crack them out as quick as possible. Right, that bit folds up that way, that bit folds over that way. Can you see? So I'm going to line the top of the Delightful Dijon with the fold in the Island Indigo. Hope you can see that. And I'm just going to fold that over and press down. And there's my slider. Now it's all flapping open at the moment, so I'm just going to come in with my stapler, and I'm just going to staple those quite close to the edge, and then turn the flap over and straighten that up and catch that with a staple as well. 1 and 2. And that's the actual wallet pretty much made. I just need to decorate it now. So to do that, I've got a piece of Bohemian DSP, and I've cut this to 3 inches by, I think it's about, let's bring in my stamping trimmer so I can measure it. It's 3 inches by about 3¾ and I'm going to cut 1 inch off the bottom end. That's my, so you can see it. Just slice that off. So I'm keeping those 2 pieces together and get that out of the way. So now it's time for my snail. And which way up do I want this? I think I want it with the chevrons. And again, I just sat down with my trimmer and whoops, don't stick to my table. And I want it that way up, don't I? Which way do I want it? Yeah, I want it that way up, because I want my chevrons all to match. So no, it's not. I'm getting confused now. That way up, that's it. That's the way I want it, because otherwise it just looks a little bit funky. Okay, that's centered pretty much. Smooth that down into place, and a bit of snail on the other piece. And that kind of lines up there, and there it is. Actually, I think I've cut that a little bit. I've maybe cut that, maybe cut this a little bit too long. I could possibly do with taking 1/4 of an inch off that. So that is what I shall do when I'm getting into it. Okay, so that's the front of it done, and inside is the little treat. And this is what I'm putting inside these. I'm going to make some others that have got tea bags in them, but in these I am putting little refreshing tissues, which are scented with 4711 cologne. And if you're around my age, you probably remember 4711, because it was it was very big back in the day, and it's lovely. It is the original eau de cologne, or so they say, and it's a very fresh scent. Okay, so all I need to do now is add a bit more decoration. I've made a box full of these now. See, here they are, all ready to be swapped. And I want to close this one with a belly band. So because I had a lot of them to do, what I did was I took my sheet of A4 card and I sliced 1 inch off the long end, and then I turned it in my trimmer that way and then just sliced it off 1 inch at a time. So I had a little bit left over at the end, but not too much, and it just fits around the card like that. Now it is a close fit, but when you're doing an awful lot of these, and I think I've made about 50 altogether in 2 different patterns, then you do want to be a little bit frugal with your card. I mean, don't say that that would be tight, but you need to be a little bit careful. So closing that with my stapler, because that's a nice quick way of doing it. And again, when you're making a lot of these, you want to be quick about it. Now that's not very attractive, so I'm going to cover it over. So what I did was I stamped up this stamp, which says "For You with Love," and it's from our Homemade for You set. And I've stamped it up in Blackberry Bliss in this case on a little bit of Very Vanilla, punched it out with the 1 1/4 inch punch, I think it was, and I've got a piece of Blackberry Bliss, as you can see. I've been eating into it, and I've got my 1 3/4 inch scallop circle punch, and I'm just going, whoops, that went flying. Let's do it again. Didn't let that one get away from me. Okay, so then it was a sorry, no, the dimensionals on that one, and it was a bit of snail on the back of this. Come here. I don't know what it is with snail lately, it does not like me. Fast Fuse is playing beautifully with me, snail is just not having it. Oh, and now it's sticking to my finger. Oh joy. Now the way I made these was I sat down and I cut out all the card first, and then I assembled it, cut it, folded it, put it all together, and then I stamped up all of the Very Vanilla. I should have said that was stamped on Very Vanilla, and I did some that were Blackberry Bliss, and I did some that were Island Indigo. And then I just mounted them all up. And all that remains is to put a recipe onto the back of the card. So says what I used. I used Bohemian DSP, I used Island Indigo, Delightful Dijon and Blackberry Bliss, that the stamp's homemade for you, and it gives my name and my email and my website address on there in case anybody wants to get in touch with me about it. And I'm just going to put the label on the back. Now I did print out on my, I did this printed out on my computer, and I did print it out direct onto self-adhesive labels, and I had 2 left, and can I find them? And the answer to that is no. So there it is, all ready to go into the box with the others. So there it is, all done and all ready to be swapped with other Stampin' Up demonstrators. And when I come back, I will show you all of the things that I got when I swapped these. I also made it in a different colour way. I just varied up the colours a bit, and in this one I have got some a tea bag. So that's a nice one for somebody who likes their cup of tea. Just put that on the right way around. That would be good, wouldn't it? So I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, then I would very much love it if you would leave me a comment, or if you would click the thumbs up like button underneath. If you want to see more of my tutorials, please do subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting more very soon. I've got a Facebook page and I've got a blog, and if you want to find them, then you can get there from the links in the more information box below. And certainly if you want to find how to get your hands on the mitts that I've used, well, then there is a link to my Stampin' Up shop as well. Just for now though, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope that I'm going to see you again soon. Bye bye.